What's going on, everyone? It's been a little bit. Unfortunately, a fortnight ago I didn't manage to get a video out. It was kind of a case of I wasn't really happy with it. I tried to do something a bit different, trying to do a bit of the CAD design that you would have seen probably about a month ago now, that I was doing on the front suspension of my car. Going through, I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't in a place. I didn't want to just put out something just for the sake of it. If I don't think it's worth watching, what's the point? So sorry about that, but cheers for sticking with us. This week it's probably going to be a bit of a clunky week because it's been filmed over kind of a month or so now, but we got a bit of work done on the Pulsar. We got some good headway there. We've actually found out that the motor's probably about a month away, which is pretty cool. So that'll be coming back. Then we'll have some work to do there, just finalising some bits and pieces. So hopefully it's not too bad, but yeah. In other news, we've got some bits and pieces for the 34. Nice radium fuel cell. So that's going to be its new home. We're going to be putting that in there. I've had a bit of a look over the regs. So similar to what we've done with Jimmy's car, but mine's actually going to be a bit simpler because these are actually a bladder style. If you read the regs, the fuel tank has to be sealed from the compartment. Because that's a bladder, then it's got the alloy box around it. Technically that alloy box is the sealing. So I've confirmed that with Motorsport Australia. The only thing that does still need to be covered are the immediate fuel fittings onto the tank. So what my thought is what I'm going to try and do is make up like a little carbon lid that'll sit over the top of that, that I'll be able to open up, fill it with fuel, all that. So anyway, we'll roll on with this week's video. Hopefully it's not too bad. It'll be better than the last one that I was going to put out. So anyway, cheers for sticking with us, guys, and hope you enjoy. Cheers, bye. Alright, this week I'm going to try and start getting some of these Polycarb windows in. I've been putting off because I wanted to paint the interior, but I'm going to get a few other bits and pieces done before I can paint the interior, and it's just kind of holding me back. So what I'll do, with it in place like this, I'll probably go on the inside, mark a bit of a line around where the border is, so then I can trim the cover back. That way then I can start drilling holes and planning out where I'm going to mount it. So my plan at the moment is we've got nut certs, so we'll put the nut certs in, and then we should just be able to tighten down to those. Should work pretty well. Looking here, you can see that there is a bit of a gap, so what I'll probably end up doing is I will most likely end up having just some little spaces. We did it on, can't remember, a mate of mine's car, where we just ended up having like little 10-15 mil spacer tubes. It was a bit fiddly, but not too bad. Just ended up putting those in there and then tighten it down, and that kept the window all nice and like level and flush. So worked quite well. So we'll get on with that, I reckon. So far, I've just got the bottom pinned. That was nice and easy because it was just resting on this frame. We could do our holes. So the next two, I'm going to try and get the top corners here, just holding it where I reckon our holes will be. Everything's actually pretty sturdy, so I was expecting to have to do heaps across the top and bottom, but we'll see what it's like. I
think it might be alright. We'll just need to obviously do our spaces, so we'll keep going.
Alright, day 3 working on Jimmy's car. I haven't got a whole lot of good footage up till now, just bits and pieces, but we've got the seat mounted. It's obviously not in at the moment, but we've got all the mounts made up for it. So we've got these little standoffs welded into the chassis. The underside is fish plated as per cam specs. So they say that there needs to be a 40 square centimetre fish plate. So underneath there we've basically got an 80mm disc that we've cut out just with a hole saw that's welded on underneath the car. So that's the fish plate underneath. On top, on the inside of the floor, we've just got some standoffs. They're about kind of 50mm in diameter. Idea of that is just so we could get the rails all sitting square and level to each other. So cool little thing that I've found that I like doing, seems to be working fairly well for me, is these. So it's just basically as simple as a bit of tube cut to whatever length, plate cut out, that gets welded on top, smoothed down, punch that through the floor, and then you can set everything up, get your heights right, and then just tack it, remove whatever you've got to put in, and now I can go around and weld that fully. So I've done the same with the fuel tank, so that's all welded in. You can't really see it, but fuel tank's nice and solid, as you'd hope. Wouldn't want that rattling around. So we've got fuel tank nearly mounted, surge tank pretty well done. Fuel lines are all done up to the filter that we've seen before, that just goes there. I probably will make a nice little bracket with some welded on nuts on the inside of the frame rail or inside of the tunnel there, so you don't have to worry about nut certs or trying to hold it from the inside. The other thing I'd like to do while I'm here and I've got a welder handy is I would like to patch up this hole. So this is obviously where the old shifter, well, where the shifter used to be placed. What I'd like to do is just cut it out, just replace the whole lot. It's dirty, it's, yeah, yuck. So we'll see how we go with that. The other thing that'll probably have to happen is, because we have moved the shifter back, the rods here, I don't know if you can see them moving around, but they are meant to connect up with the engine. So what I'll probably end up doing is we can just measure our bolt hole and see how far we've slid it back, and then I'll just add a section of tube that length. So while we're on the hoist here, we'll try and get that done. But other than that, it's all going pretty well. Car will be coming back home with me tonight, so I've just got the workshop down here for a couple of days to get some stuff done. But yeah, so we'll keep going, hopefully have the seat in. We've got the steering wheel kind of temporarily, well, the steering column temporarily mocked up. It's fairly sturdy there. I'm not entirely happy with it, but we're still undecided on if we're going to leave this stock column in, or if it does need power assist, whether we go an Astra pump or whether we go the Yaris column. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that, waste too much time doing too much there. I feel like it's good enough there for a test day, bit of testing, see if we like it. If it's all good as it is, I'll probably go back through and try and tie something in to the cage, so it is pretty sturdy. But for now, for testing, turning the steering wheel now, it's pretty light. I don't think it'll be too much of a drama long term. So anyway, we'll kick on. We'll keep going with this. I'll start getting this welded in. This is a bit fun. It is fairly thin, but we've got nice heavy tube that we're welding to, so it's not too bad. But yes, surge oil tanks in. Next will just be plumbing everything up to the firewall, maybe making some filler panels for the firewall, seal up some of the holes, take off some of the brackets, but just trying to make a bit of a priority list while I've got a welder handy and accessible. So cheers. That was a nice, quick, simple one. All welded in. It's, the thing that I like about it is instead of just having like a, for example, these M8, instead of just having an M8 bolt through the floor with a washer, where you've only got 10 mil, well, what's probably the size of that, 12 mil attached to the floor. With this, you've actually got that full like 45, 50 mil welded to the floor, instead of the thin sheet metal. That top cap that I've been putting on, that's 3 mil thick. Heaps sturdier, heaps stronger, way less likely in an impact to come out the floor. I figure at the end of the day, if they are saying they want 40 square millimeters for a seat, that's Motorsport Australia, that's probably taking into account like a 120 kilo person, 100 kilo say average, whatever. They want 40 square centimeters. On this we've got I think it works out to 20 something for essentially like yeah, I think it was about 25 square centimeters I worked out roughly. So we should have plenty of strength in it, and way better than just a normal bolt through the floor pan. So pretty stoked. I can't remember if I saw it somewhere or if it's just something that I kind of dreamed up one night, but definitely going forward the way I'm probably going to be doing things more often, unless I sink it through the floor. So we've actually had a couple of bits turn up for my car, so hopefully I want to get some carbon work done for the Pulsar, for Jimmy's Pulsar, and then we might try and crack on with a little bit of stuff on my car. So there we go. Anyway, I reckon I'll get the surge tank put in. Once that's bolted in, I can connect up a couple of the lines just to seal up the fuel system. Then we might go through, just drill the other hole for that, weld a couple of nuts on the back side, ready to go. And then I reckon it'll be a case of capping that hole. And from there, I think we're probably fairly close to being able to head out of here. So, can't think of anything else, to be honest. Let's go.
a couple of nuts welded on for the fuel filter. I've just welded this bolt here. That's just going to be a stud coming through the floor that we can use for our earth point. So with the fuel pumps right there, I thought that'll be handy having that. So next step's going to be these guys. So this here, I've just measured from this point there here where it used to be. It's 260 mil. Holding this up and measuring, it's about 260 mil. So next step is going to be finding some material about the right size. So this here is 22 mil OD. It's the same. 22 mil OD. So I might jump on the computer and see what I can find. That's about that 22 mil diameter for an internal. It'll probably be like maybe a 25 MB light pipe or something like that. So we'll have a look. So it's appearing like it's a bit harder than I thought to find some 20 NB medium local quickly. So just as a temporary thing, 25 RHS with a 1.6 wall, that's going to land us about the 21 mil. 22, yeah, 21, 22 mil, which will be perfect for what we're after. So some people say I never throw anything away. Well, it looks like the old Winger Garage 34 is going to live on in the Pulsar. This is actually the original front support structure that I had for the radiator and intercooler and splitter and all that. So hoarding, whatever you want to call it, something's come in handy. So we'll cut this up and get on to making extensions. Alright, so we've got our pieces. We need dropping everything. We need to space it out 260 mil. So I've cut these to 320. So what will that give us? 40, 60 mil. So 30 mil of engagement each end. That should be plenty. As I said, this is only just a temporary, just so we can kind of tuck it together and make sure we've got our lengths right. Once I track down some pipe of the correct size, then I'll take this out, so we won't spend too much time on it. Alright, so what my plan is here is I've got this bolted down, clamped to the tail. I've got this here set up. So I've got the center line right here. And it's 100 mil off table, which is good. Because what that means is that I can add 160 mil to this. Sorry, 260 mil. Right here. And that is where we should land. 115 mil. That's where we should land. When it's all said and done. So this here, nice and sturdy. I can cut this. I'll probably put a mark on either side. So what I normally do is I know that it's going to go in 30 mil on either side. So I'll do just a center mark, and then I'll mark 30 and 30. That way then when I hit the tube onto here and onto this, I know where to stop, and then I can kind of rotate it and get the positioning that I need. Like this here is nice and square to the side here, so I know when I put it on, it needs to be nice and square. So let's go. Alright, so I've made the first bar, just got it tacked up. So that's in there. That all fits nice, puts the shifter back where it's meant to be, ties back into the engine and gearbox. Happy days. Once we can get some actual tube, I'll fix that up. But next will be getting the shifter in and aligned. So I have just started mopping it up. Got it clamped down to the table here. I'm just kind of looking for somewhere that it doesn't have a whole lot of angle change. So if you look down it, if I put it in like say there, it's just going to turn and bring that turn out further. So I don't really want to change the angle or position of this other than lengthening it. So about here, if we look in the side view, it's not going up too much and it's not going in too much. So I think right here is where I'm going to end up cutting it. Here would be ideal, but there's not enough meat there for me to be able to slide it in and do it. So right here it is. I'll unclamp it, give this a clean up around here. I'll clamp it back up, measure it, get all my kind of marks that I had last time, move them out, and then yeah, we'll keep going. So I said at the start of the video that this one was going to be a bit clunky, and I've just finished editing it up, and yeah, it's probably one of the worst ones I've done in a while. So unfortunately the CAD video, all of that, it just didn't end up working, which kind of threw me for a 6, which meant that Jimmy's Pulsar videos kind of got all jumbled up, and yeah, it's not one of my best, but we'll keep at it. So cheers for sticking through. Sorry it's been a little while. Hopefully I might have another video coming out soon. This is actually some alley for a dash, but I'm hoping we might actually lay some carbon into it and pull out a carbon dash, which would be kind of cool. So cheers everyone. Sorry it's been a little while. Sorry it's not our greatest video, but hey look, you get that. So anyway, hope you guys all have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.